How do I find a new job? How can I make a career change? And the biggest question of all, can I really find a career that I love? Hey, my name is Jen Smith, and I believe career success doesn't have to be at the expense of living a radiantly happy and healthy lifestyle. As a former HR leader and recruiter turned career coach, I get what companies are looking for when hiring top talent. What that means for you is an unmatched combination of insider knowledge and the best kept secrets about making heart-based career changes and navigating the ups and downs of job searching in today's world of work. Whether you're a recent graduate navigating the job market for the first time or a seasoned professional ready for a career change, this show is for you. So grab your coffee or your kombucha, pull up a seat, and get ready to be challenged and inspired to move beyond your self-doubt and take the right next steps towards landing a career you love. Because you deserve a long, radiantly happy and healthy career. This is the Flourish Careers Podcast. Hello, and welcome back to the Flourish Careers Podcast. I'm Jen Smith, your host, and today we are diving into an extension of last week's episode, which was all about creating Career Plan B. A big piece of career planning and making a change, whether it's Plan B or not, is understanding and showcasing your transferable skills. I like to think of transferable skills as superpowers that can be used in different roles and industries. They're your abilities and qualities that you're really good at and that you love doing. Think of your transferable skills as your secret weapons. Now, I know that identifying and showcasing transferable skills are tricky for many heart-based professionals, which to me is like having a secret power but not knowing how to use it. So I want for you to know your superpowers and how to use them in your career. So today we're going to talk about understanding transferable skills, specifically defining them and talking about why they matter in a career change, reasons why you might find them to be challenging. Then we'll get into how to identify your transferable skills and wrap up by helping you with some ideas to showcase your transferable skills. So first, let's define what we're talking about. Transferable skills are your abilities and qualities that can be applied across various roles, industries, and projects. They're also some of your natural talents, so things that come easy to you that you might not even realize are your superpower. So transferable skills are typically developed through experience, education, and practice. And in the world of heart-based career changes, I like to think of them as your superpowers, the skills that you're really good at and that you love doing. Sometimes we're really good at things, and because we're really good at things, we have to keep doing them, but we don't really love doing them. So I want you to think of this as skills that you're good at and that you love doing. While superpowers are often depicted in fictional comics, we can still explore how they align with transferable skills in the professional world. Now, admittedly, I'm not really into comics, although I thought this example does represent transferable skills well. So let me share a few examples here. So think about Spider-Man. Spider-Man has this proportionate strength, speed, and the agility of a spider. He can cling to walls. He has a spider sense that warns him of danger, which, by the way, is also known as your intuition. And he uses his powers to fight crime and protect New York City. Spider-Man's agility and his spider sense and his web-slinging abilities represent quick thinking, problem-solving, and resourcefulness. So these transferable skills are crucial in navigating complex work environments, finding creative solutions, and effectively managing unexpected situations. Now let's do another one, Wonder Woman. I remember Wonder Woman when I was a kid, and she has this superhuman strength and speed and durability. She has that lasso of truth, and those indestructible gold bracelets. And she uses her power to promote peace and defend justice. Wonder Woman's superhuman strength, endurance, and truth-telling ability reflect leadership, integrity, and resilience. Those transferable skills can be applied to the professional setting where individuals must lead teams, maintain ethical standards, and persevere in facing challenges. So I realize these might be a little bit of a stretch, but I wanted to put it in context for you in terms of what transferable skills are and how you might think about them. So now let's translate that into the professional world. I'm going to give you a couple more examples here. Imagine you're a pro at public speaking and you can convey information clearly to anyone. And let's add to that your love for training and facilitation. So in that case, you might say your superpower or transferable skill is your communication skills. Effective communication is essential in almost every professional setting, industry, and role. This skill encompasses verbal and written communication, active listening, clarity, the ability to convey information concisely and appropriately to all different audiences. It is a highly desirable skill in many aspects of work. Another example, let's say you're good at embracing new technology and you love learning things quickly. You might say your superpower or transferable skill is being adaptable or flexible. With a superpower of adaptability, you would likely thrive in situations that require flexibility, resilience, and the ability to quickly adjust to new circumstances, which is so relevant across most industries and roles, especially today when everything moves so quickly. So now let's take this a step further and relate it to making a change. So let's say you're in a customer success role for a software company and you're interested in changing into a user experience or a UX role. So your superpowers, again, are communication and adaptability. Customer success professionals typically have strong communication skills, which again are also highly valuable in UX roles. So for example, you might say that effectively communicating design decisions, user insights, and recommendations to cross-functional teams is essential for UX projects. And you can use your effective communication skills from customer success to articulate that as someone who would be successful in a user experience role. Moving over to adaptability. Adaptability is crucial through ever-evolving user needs, especially with software. You think about the iterative design process, the changing project requirements. So a UX professional being adaptable means staying updated with changes and user preferences, understanding emerging technologies and industry trends. UX design typically involves constant testing, feedback, and refinement. UX projects often experience changes in scope and deadlines and priorities. So you can see here the adaptability and communication superpowers that someone as a customer success professional has also allow UX professionals to adjust their approach, be resourceful, adjust their timelines accordingly, and ultimately deliver quality results with all of these changing constraints. So now that we've defined transferable skills and talked through a handful of examples, let's talk about why they can be tough to notice or identify. So again, I want you to know what your superpowers are and be able to leverage them throughout your career, whether you're making a change or not. So let's talk through a couple reasons why they may be hard to notice. First is lack of awareness. So a lot of job seekers don't understand transferable skills or how they can be applied in different career contexts, which is one of the reasons I'm sharing this podcast episode today. So if you have yet to encounter the term or receive guidance on transferable skills, you might not understand the significance of these in your search. Another reason might be that you have a narrow focus on very specific requirements for a job. So a lot of times, job seekers often focus primarily on job descriptions that outline specific qualifications and technical skills versus more broad transferable skills. So this narrow focus can sometimes make it difficult to recognize the broader skills that can be transferred and applied across different industries and functions. Another reason this might be hard is limited self-reflection. So identifying transferable skills requires self-reflection and a deeper understanding of your abilities and experiences. So you might need to invest a little bit of time or effort in assessing your skills and may not recognize the transferable nature of those skills. Another reason could be lack of connection to your career goals. So you might struggle to see the relevance of transferable skills in your specific career goals. So you have to understand if you are making a change or what the goal is, what the skills are in that new light. So you might perceive your transferable skills as generic or unrelated in your desired field, overlooking the value and applicability of transferable skills in a changing job market. Sometimes something that comes so easy to you might be hard to recognize as a sought-after skill, and it takes a little bit of time to understand that. Another reason might be ineffective communication and storytelling. So even if you possess transferable skills and superpowers, you might need help communicating them effectively and demonstrating them to potential employers. So articulating the transferability of your superpowers and connecting them to a specific job requirement is challenging. But if you're making a change, this is up to you to do that for the person reviewing your resume or talking with you in an interview. The other issue here is that sometimes employers might undervalue or overlook transferable skills. So they're not going to connect the dots. You have to do them for you. A lot of times employers are going to just prioritize technical or industry-specific skills. And this is a perception that can be there for job seekers. But again, it's up to you to know what your superpowers are as they're related to where you want to go and make sure you're articulating them. So now that we've covered what transferable skills are and why they might be tough to notice, let's talk about how to identify them. So if you're stuck in identifying your superpowers, I'm going to give you some examples here of how you might be able to identify them. Remember, think of them as your superpowers. They're what you're good at and what you love doing. So let's consider some of these approaches. First, reflect on your past experiences. So consider your previous roles, volunteer work, personal projects, internships, anything that you've done in the past, and identify the tasks or responsibilities that you really enjoyed and that you excelled at. Then extract the skill required to perform those tasks effectively. It might be helpful here to step outside your head and think of your past experiences as a superhero's journey. So where did each task or responsibility represent a mission that allowed you to discover and develop your superpowers? What was the mission and how did you accomplish it? What skills were needed for you to be successful? Another one is analyzing job descriptions. So if you're making a change, get out there and examine job postings or descriptions in your target field. Identify and compare the skills and qualifications that employers seek to your skill set. And then look for overlapping skills between your abilities and those required for the role. Another approach here is conducting a self-assessment. So evaluate your strengths, your interests, your signature traits. Consider what activities energize you and what subjects you enjoy learning about and what tasks come really natural to you. These can indicate transferable skills, and you might not even realize you possess them. Another approach is seeking feedback. So reach out to mentors or colleagues or friends who know you well and request feedback on your skills that they've observed or areas that they believe you excel. Their insights can help you identify potential blind spots and identify transferable skills that you might have overlooked. I did do a specific podcast on feedback that I'll add to the show notes. It has really good questions that you can ask to seek feedback. Another approach is to consider your academic background. So review your educational background and coursework. Were there any subjects or projects that you performed well and really enjoyed? Then from there, determine the skills developed through those academic experiences. I did this when I was determining my career path. I did really well in my human resources classes in college. It's probably the only classes I did do well in, and that led me to a long-time career in HR. So reviewing your academic background can give you clues to your transferable skills and experiences. You could also review performance evaluations. So take a look at feedback from previous roles and identify any reoccurring positive comments or areas that you were recognized for, and use those to help you identify your transferable skills. Extracurricular activities. So maybe your hobbies or volunteer work or interests outside of work or school. Determine the skills you've developed through those activities and consider how they can be applied to different professional contexts. Online assessments are excellent for helping you unlock your hidden potential. So you can use different tools that are focused on strengths and personality traits or career aptitude, and they can all provide you with valuable insights into your transferable skills. Of course, I can't help but mention consulting a career counselor or coach or professionals in your target field can also help you identify your transferable skills based on their knowledge of the industry and their experiences. So hopefully that gives you some ideas on how you can identify your superpowers. Now I want to help you with some ways to showcase your transferable skills. So one of the ways that you can showcase your skills is share success stories. This isn't about bragging or tooting your own horn. It's just about sharing stories that highlight the application of your transferable skills. So you could share challenges and actions and the positive outcomes that came from utilizing your superpowers. You could even take it a step further and use data and metrics to quantify and measure the impact of your transferable skills. And then highlight how your superpowers led to a tangible result, whether it's an increased efficiency, improved customer satisfaction, revenue growth, whatever that result might be. But share your stories and talk to other people about your superpowers. Another way is to develop a professional brand. So build a strong brand that reflects your transferable skills and superpowers. You can use social media platforms to do this, a personal website, a blog, any place that you want to share insights and expertise and showcase examples of leveraging your unique abilities in your professional pursuits. Of course, you want to customize your resume. So tailoring your resume to highlight the relevant transferable skills that align with the job that you are moving towards. So emphasize your accomplishments and experiences and demonstrate that through the application of your superpowers in previous roles. Quick example that comes to mind here, I worked with a gentleman who was a chiropractor. And he really wanted to move into the professional world, into an inside sales role. So his background was in chiropractic. He loved building meaningful relationships with his patients, and he loved educating them on preventative care. Early in his career, he worked at restaurants and in hospitality, and he really loved the fast-paced work environment and creating memorable experiences for his customers. So his transferable skills that we pulled out are relationship building, sharing knowledge, and working in a fast-paced environment. We made sure to showcase this on his resume. And guess what? He got the job as an inside sales rep with an extensive background as a chiropractor. That was a huge change, and it all came from highlighting his transferable skills. Of course, you can also craft a compelling cover letter to articulate your transferable skills. I think this is a great idea, especially if you're making a change. Better yet, modernize your cover letter by turning it into a pitch to a hiring manager, showcasing your superpowers. I talked about this in an earlier episode on cover letters, which I'll make sure that I link in the show notes. So now you have your resume, your cover letter. Of course, you need to create an impactful LinkedIn profile. Personally, I believe LinkedIn is more important than your resume in today's world of work. So you can optimize your LinkedIn profile to showcase your transferable skills. Use the summary or the about section to highlight your stories. You can use the skills section all the way at the bottom of your profile to highlight key accomplishments and the superpowers that you've utilized to achieve success. LinkedIn also has a featured section where you could highlight some of your work or your superpowers in that section as well. There's a couple other ideas here. You could build a portfolio if that's applicable to your field. You could seek thought leadership opportunities, so participating on a panel or in podcast discussions. And then, of course, continuous learning and growth. So you could develop your commitment to your superpowers by taking relevant courses or enhancing your proficiency with some of your superpowers through workshops or industry events. So by incorporating these strategies, you can effectively showcase your transferable skills and superpowers, leaving a lasting impression on potential employers and increasing your chances for career fulfillment. So in summary, transferable skills are your capabilities that can be applied across different roles, industries, and situations. They're skills that you're good at and that you love doing. They are developed through experiences, education, personal growth, and your natural talents. They are your superpowers and they will set you apart. So by combining the strategies that we talked through today, you can effectively showcase your transferable skills, increasing your chances of finding rewarding opportunities that align with your unique abilities and positively impacting your heart-based career path. By recognizing the value of your transferable skills, you gain the confidence to explore new opportunities. And just like superheroes channel their powers to make a difference, you leverage your superpowers to drive success, contribute meaningfully, and achieve your heart-based goals. So that's a wrap for this week, my friends. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to support the show, please consider recommending it to a friend. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.